Okay, here we go. So, last time we were together, which was yesterday. Come on, computer. Seems so far away. Come on, computer. My computer is not cooperating. There we go. Okay, yesterday you started with derivatives just a little bit. Now, derivative is associated with what in math? There you go. Yes. Derivative goes with slope. So when you're thinking of a derivative, you're finding the slope at a point. Okay. So if we are told, so a derivative is notation is like this. You got to think slope when we're working with that. Okay. So when we have this given to us, okay, we want to find the equation of a tangent line at x equals 5. Well, what's going on here is we have a point there. Okay? What's the x value of that point, h of 2 equals 2? H of 5 equals 2. What's the x value of that point? And the y value? 2. That's the 0.52. It's just in function notation. Okay? Now, this is the slope. At -5, the slope is 6. That's what that says in function notation. So, since it says that, we put it in point slope form. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Which one is the proper point slope form for this question? B is the proper point slope form. Y minus y1 equals slope times x minus x1. We put it into point slope form and then work our way into slope intercept form if we need to. Okay? So, a tangent to a line at the graph G at the point 6, -2 passes through the point 0, 2. Okay? Find the slope at -6. Okay? What it's basically telling us is to find the slope here. How do we find the slope? What is slope? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 plus positive 4, 6 gives us 2/3. The slope at -6 is 2/3 because that's all we can go on. We can't see the graph. We can't see what's all going on. If they give us 2 points, we just find the slope. Okay? All right. So that's slopes and tangents and that. Okay? The basics of derivatives. Now, the formal way of finding a derivative. Okay? Yesterday, remember how we had the slope thing going on? We used points that far away, then we got closer, Okay? It was like a limit, I said. It was like a limit as x approaches some number. Now, if we don't know a number in algebra, what do we put in? Well, we already have x.
Why?
A variable.
B. A.
H. Calculus, so we're going to use an H here. Okay? As x approaches h. Now, how did I find... Okay, what is slope? It's a change of y. So it's rise over run, so it's change in y over change in x. Okay, you're good. You were there. Okay? So what was my change in x? How did I find as I went from here to here to here to here? I got closer each time. So that would be x minus however far I went, right? Or x minus h. Okay, x minus h. Okay? So then, with my y value, what do you say we had to do yesterday when we had the x squared? Well, we just took the new number and we plugged it in for x squared, right? Yes, you did. I remember you saying that. So, whatever our function is, how do you find the y value of the function? You plug the x value in, right? So f of x minus, okay, time out, because this is the other method that I don't normally use. F of x minus f of h. There we go. Okay? This is the formal method because you're finding slope. You're taking the function minus the function at your new point over x minus x's new point. Now, what I've used for years and years and years and years and years in calculus is this definition. F of x plus h minus f of x over h. Okay? So those are our two definitions. Okay? This one, like I said, I've used for years and years. But then lately, we've been with Khan Academy. He's been so into slope that this is really the slope formula with a limit involved. Okay, and as that gets smaller, then you'll find the derivative. But as h gets smaller here, we'll find the derivative. And we'll work with this, both of them, some. Okay, so then what you're going to do today is you're going to work with, okay, which of those equations would be the right equation for finding slope? Now, if you see two things on the bottom, it's this top definition. Okay, if two things are on the bottom, it's the top definition. So it says, what is the derivative at 4 of when f of x equals the square root of x? Well, f of x is the square root of x. So we need to find something that is the square root of x minus, and then we take f of h. So then we take the square root of 4, okay, over x minus h, x minus 4, okay? Now, none of them say that exact thing, but which one does say that? It is B that says that, okay? So that's how to use that definition, okay? And then this is the same thing, but just in reverse order. Okay, here's the definition. Which one is the correct answer? Okay? So we're finding the sign at, and then this is the clue here. Where are we finding the sign at? And I know that's too small to see. Where are we finding the sign at? We're finding the sign at pi. Okay? So the sine of x minus the sine of pi over x minus pi is what's going on there. Okay? So what function is it? Is it this one? Are we subtracting the x on this part? No. No. Is it this one? Are we dividing by x? No. So it's either this one or this one. It's the sine of x. It's just this, the sine of x. Now, why is it D versus E? Because the x is the pi. We're going towards pi. Just because this is 0, well, that's the sine of pi. And the sine of pi is 0. And that's why there's a 0 there. So it's x minus pi. See how that works? Okay? So he will explain it in the videos, but I'm just giving you a little clarification before you start the videos, because sometimes the way he explains it, you don't always catch. And some of you don't even watch the videos. You just let them play on your computer until they're done. What do you mean? Okay, so this is the traditional formal definition of a derivative. So it's f of x plus h minus f of x over h. Okay, so what would our function be? Well, as you can see here, it involves a logarithm. So we're taking the log of here, x plus h. Okay? So it's a logarithm of x. And then it has a logarithm of 1 here. Okay? Well, on your calculators, what's the logarithm of 1? No. If you take out your calculator, what's the logarithm of 1? It is 0, right? The logarithm of 1 is 0. Hey, there's a 0 there. So it's a log of x minus the log of 1, basically, is what's going on there. So it's 1 plus h minus x. So it's a logarithm where we're finding it at 1. Okay? And h is how far you're away from something. Okay? So, that's the basics of what you're doing today. You might need to watch some of the videos to get some of this down a little better if you're still not understanding. Mr. Bierschbach can explain a little bit, but that's my explanation of what we're